SafeMoon is beginning to pinch to a key decisive move, and the question is the price going to go up or is it going to go down? I'm going to give you my chart analysis perspective on this, as well as I will share subtly some other analysis from Watcher.Guru's posted article today. And theirs is a bit more bullish than mine. I still have a couple elements that I feel bullish on, and I'll explain those in a minute. So before I get into that, I just want to say a quick disclaimer, guys. I am not a financial advisor. Everything I'm sharing is my own opinion. It's my own research. I highly encourage you to go do your own research. With that being said, let's go ahead and get on into the news. So let's start off with their article. I'll include a link in the description so that way then you can fully read through it. There's a lot of numbers that are being thrown out in this, so that's why I want you to actually go look at the article and be able to absorb it a little bit better. Visually, I can explain a lot of the stuff that I'm looking at from my own personal chart. And I'm also trying to condense this down so that it's time efficient. So SafeMoon version 2 price prediction. SafeMoon prepares for a bullish week of trade. This is written by Saif Naqvi, and it was published, technically it was published yesterday. So it says SafeMoon is positioning towards a favorable week of trade after consolidating close to a support zone over the last 48 hours. A double bottom of the awesome oscillator and a bullish crossover on the MACD threw weight behind an optimistic outlook as well. Scrolling on down here, they're suggesting a lot of different key levels to watch out. Some indicators: SafeMoon's outlook was preserved by a bullish crossover on the MACD and a double bottom on the awesome oscillator. Both setups are normally observed prior to an upward price swing. However, keep in mind that buy orders should be set up once each indicator recovers above its respective half line. Meanwhile, the RSI lamented in bearish territory, but the creation of higher lows suggested that bulls were making inroads to a recovery. Additional buying pressure would enter the market once SafeMoon's RSI can safely progress above 55. Conclusion: the current week is expected to be bullish for SafeMoon as long as it holds above 0.002330. A high optimistic outcome might even see SafeMoon surge by 50% and set a new all-time high at its 161.8% Fibonacci extension. As was noted, you can find a link to their article and what they show on their charts in the description down below. So now let's go ahead and go over to the charts so I can give you my perspective view on this. On what we're looking at here on the charts, this almost looks like a descending triangle. However, I do want to point out that the bottom line of support here is just slightly inclining. The position back here on December 31st is a little bit lower than that of January 10th, which is a little bit lower than that of January 19th. So I would say that this is technically, it's a symmetrical triangle, which means that it could go two different directions here. The entry position from down below could very well suggest that we're much more likely to see an uptrend swing than a downtrend swing. However, with it being so close to a bottom line, I'm going to actually view this more as a descending triangle pattern. And based on that, the probability is actually more likely for it to go down. As we are seeing, there is some selling pressure going on right here. Again, I got some other things that I want to talk about why I'm bullish, but just looking at this simple metric, this technical indicator, we are really testing right now multiple times this bottom level of support. We could see a fallout as this continues to get pushed down and driven down. And what you really need to take into consideration too is what's going on with the rest of the market. So looking at the rest of the market, many of the cryptocurrencies are in the red. Stocks have been in the red. A lot of people are suggesting we're working towards a recession. We're seeing historic high levels of inflation. There's a lot of things that are going on right now that's putting people on edge with their money. And so because of that, we've been in this dry spell. With that being said, I personally think that we're overextended a bit in this dry spell, and I think that we're on the verge of breaking out and finally having some nice organic growth. We had like 2-3 weeks last year towards the end of the year, I think, where things finally started looking good and then just went all back to being red again for quite a while. So I am looking forward to some momentum and some opportunities pulling up. Trying to speak clearly here. So let's go ahead and go over a couple key things. If this can manage to break above the top level of resistance, which right now it's technically closer to that bottom level of support, but if it can break above the resistance, I think that it could break the previous all-time highs, which is similar to in line of what they were saying in that article. Now, do keep in mind that this is not the all-time highs for SafeMoon. If you did everything relative to SafeMoon version 1, we would still have quite a bit more to go. We'd have to break above a penny in order to be able to do that. But just looking at when SafeMoon version 2 has launched, I do point out that at 3075, that is the all-time high as of previous. So if we could break above that, I think we could go up to 3260. If this manages to drop down, then I would be looking at us going down to a range testing right around what we actually had before this big parabolic run, and that was back on December 29th at 1622. So theoretically, it could pull back down to that. I hope that it doesn't. There was a lot of consolidation that was going on in that space as well. Be prepared if it does fall out, that's where the bottom is realistically looking like it could be. We could see bounces going off in the meantime at different levels for one reason or another. New news comes out. I mean, you can't fully predict these things. It's about probability. So what I'm looking at right now is that if we stay at this level and continue moving sideways, we are more probable of having a dropout than a breakout. But with the news that's coming out of the new exchange, that should be some good news. Some possible bad news is today with this. This was posted by a SafeMoon moderator, and a lot of people were hoping it was going to be some big announcement, like it was going to be an announcement for KuCoin Exchange or something like that. Instead, what it looks like it might be is just about a color change for the logo or for banners or trying to rally people together to do more social media posts, something like that. I'm not saying that's what it is until it actually has been fully confirmed. So we should be getting that here a little bit later today. I'll be posting a video update on that as well, so you guys can keep an eye out there. And then some other key things as well is that we have 552,000 wallet addresses. Yes, there is a decent amount. A lot of people that have been coming in, though, have been migrating over from SafeMoon version 1 to SafeMoon version 2. And so a lot of opportunities have been presented where people could be selling. And realistically, what it kind of seems like is going on is that a lot of the people that were planning on selling have already sold. We're seeing a lot of volume kick down quite a bit as well. So we should be expecting that to pick up here in the near future, as you can only go down so much until it goes in the opposite direction. You have higher volume than before. So volume down to 1,465,000 in the last 24 hours, and that was down 23.98%, quite substantial. As far as for transactions go, for the course of the day, very low volume. Look at this. Earlier today, 7:33 a.m., there was a sale that was $58,740 worth of SafeMoon, and then we also have a whale transfer, and that transfer was $64,667. I think a lot of people have been waiting with the Cryptopia conference, finding out if there's any new major news going on there. Is it bullish? Is it bearish? What's going on? Waiting to see what's this post with this. Waiting to find out what the exchange is that it's going to be listed to. And the market itself, again, is just really struggling right now. So I think a lot of people are being more cautious with their finances and what it is that they want to invest into. Of course, now with it being a new year, people are also going to have to file taxes. So whenever that point comes up, every day that passes by, it's clicking down that timer until you have to pay that off, right? So it's going to be very interesting to see if there's a rally that goes up beforehand, and that will help with a lot of people in those circumstances or not. And lastly is I'm just going to go ahead and touch on the Fibonacci. If we go ahead and touch on that, didn't mean to do that. Let's go ahead and drop that right down. Okay, so as this is, it looks like the bottom line of support, as I was elaborating, looks fairly close to that of a descending triangle pattern. It is slightly inclined though. So if we did use that as a baseline for the one, that would be at the 23.26, and the next major dropout would be on the Fibonacci side down to 1865, and then it would go towards that major level that I just pointed out to you guys based on this other trend. If it can manage to break up, look for some potential resistance at 24.90, and then on that top level of resistance, especially a crossover on January 21st. Those two key points there. Okay, that's going to be it for this video. I do have referral links in the description. If you want to get free cryptocurrency, free stock, you can keep your eyes out and go check those links out. Again, I'm not a financial advisor. I do have an NFT for sale. There's a link in the description there. And once that one sells, I'm going to be giving away to the community 3 other NFTs that I've already minted. And if you're new to the channel, Don't forget to hit subscribe. We are on the road to 20,000 subscribers. I'd love for you to be a part of this awesome community. Hit the thumbs up like button. It helps us out with the YouTube search algorithm. Click the bell icon so you know whenever we go live. I hope you have a great day. I almost forgot. Shout out thank you to our Patreon supporters. Double shout out thank you to Xavier Zamora, Victor, Troy Smothers, and 1010 Buns for being higher level patrons. You can join that for as little as $1 a month. There is a link in the description. And also thank you to our YouTube members. You can click the join button down below if you'd like to check that out. That is it. Thank you so much, guys. God bless. I will see you in the next episode.